Yes, well, the next half an hour, I have the pleasure to talk about a topic that is very dear to my heart. That's a topic that is new on our events as a special topic, at least. We dedicated a full track to it. It's called Raise Yourself. Why do we do that? Because we believe that we not only need to talk about how to make businesses better, but also how to evolve as human beings and how to make each one of us better as a leader, but also how to enable our employees to really grow. And I will be talking today to Anja, the founder of Paleo 360. So welcome on stage, Anja. Anja, are you there? Can you hear me? I think I've heard her, but she is not on the stream yet.
Do you hear me, Manuel?
Yes, I can hear you well. Hi, Anja. Hi. I can hear you now. Totally fine.
Okay, that's pretty cool. You hear me? I don't see you, but I hear you. That's fair enough, isn't it?
Fair enough, yes, absolutely, absolutely. We have 25 minutes to talk about a topic that is what I believe that affects everyone, right?
Oh, yes.
I don't believe so, I know so, because it's about nutrition. It's about food and the food that we eat, how to eat better, eat healthier, and it's a topic that I have to be frank, I know a little bit about, but I know what you maybe, the common knowledge, the common sense knowledge that everybody talks about, but I'm definitely not an expert on it. I have two kids, and it's definitely on my mind, but I have not really an idea how to tackle that well and how to provide healthy food for them and provide healthy food for myself, and how to incorporate that well on a day-to-day basis. And that's why I'm extremely happy that we have the chance to chat about that, because you are a food expert. You're the founder of Paleo 360. Because it's always good to hear quickly the story behind someone's expertise, if you will. So what is your background? How did you come to nutrition and health?
So thanks for the introduction also to the importance of the topic. I feel that it's so important, and that's where I'm coming from a scientific study, like studying nutrition science and toxicology. So that's my background. And then recognizing that my health is pretty important. And then, of course, taking into consideration all my knowledge and also implementing it to my own body. So that's what I did not learn during my study, to implement it for myself, to integrate it. And that was the journey after my study, to really try it out. What is healthy for me? What's not only on the paper, what does this paper or what other experts say, just to try it out and to find it over time, to be my own scientist, to make my own experiment. And this is maybe not the best message for people, like if they only want to hear that's healthy, that this is unhealthy, but it gives you an opportunity to find the self-worth, to find it out for yourself, and to find the responsibility as well to find it out. And as it is a complex issue, isn't it? Because even if you know a lot about food and the food system, and also this way to our soils, the health of our soils, in the sense we don't understand it well, we have to talk about it like we do right now, just to also to progress all this this topic into the future, into a better future, for a better health system, for a better food system. As it's kind of, a lot of people say it's broken, and I know what they mean. And we have these issues with overconsumption of food, and we have you can say we have low quality food. but also be thankful that we have this food system, that we have this abundance of food every day, and also making the right decisions to find the best food choices is a really hard one. But in one sense, and the other sense is if you try it out and maybe get back to your gut feeling, just to also implementing this idea to get the body awareness to have the intuition again, what is good and what is healthy for me to develop this. I think that's a pretty sustainable way as well to get into this topic.
Can you give me a few examples maybe of things that are common knowledge and that people apply wrongly maybe, or just a few tips. I just told you I have 2 kids. We want to eat healthier. I don't think we eat very unhealthy, but we can definitely eat healthier. What are a few things that you would recommend just to start this off? And also, by the way, just saying, you can ask questions in Slido, and I will get the questions here just to the audience. But and I will then ask you. But what would you recommend, just as very basic tips? What could I do with my kids to eat healthier?
Look out for the real food.
That's actually something. Sorry that I interrupt you. That's something on your website. You say "eat real food." I think it's a slogan. Maybe that's also something that you can explain. What does that actually mean? And then we come to my question.
Yeah. So look out for the real food in a sense, like look out for the vegetables, the meat, the fish. Going into your garden, or look out for herbs, for example, like for seeds, like getting in touch with the real food in a sense of like what makes my food nutritions on the plate, what's in front of me. Like it's not in a sense that I should tell you what to eat, or like to trigger the reflection to ask yourself, what do I eat? And for me, it's what I convey with Paleo 360 is to look for the real food in a sense of that's what's not processed, or not as much as processed as a lot of food, like for the pizza. That's when pizza is not a problem in a sense, but if you eat pizza all day and all lifelong as an extreme position, you won't get enough nutrition, you won't get the diversity in your food. So it's quite a simple idea to get in your mind to look out for the real food, or to make your pizza for yourself. Like to have this thought in your mind, how do I get the dough ready? What do I need for it though? What do I need to lay onto the dough? Or what do I want to eat? So food is a lot about reflection. So it's not about this is healthy and this is unhealthy. Like I said before, it's a reflection of what do I want to eat, and also and this is what I want to convey as well. It's a joyful process. It's a process of appreciation as well of myself and the food. And maybe in the end, it's not as important what you eat. It's more important how you eat it, and in which kind of mindset, of course, and which kind of realm, like with other people. Like, is it a joyful event with your family, with your friends? So it's not as important what's really in front of the plate. It's important that you're together. And yeah, that's coming also from a paleo mindset, like looking for this evolutionary perspective. Like what does it mean to be a human being? What is our history? How did our ancestors eat? Like just looking back and ask yourself, is there something I do want to integrate again into my life? Like going back to more to like we say also to eat real food. We also say go back to your roots, letting more simple choice, letting them sink into your everyday choice of food. Did it make sense? The last sense, I don't know.
Yeah, it's very interesting that you're saying that this is not only food, it's not only the nutrients that you eat, but it's also the process how you eat it. That you, as a family, sit together, eat together, enjoy the meal together. And I'm, as you are speaking, I'm totally reflecting on my own habits, of course, and the habits with my kids. And I don't even know if that's good what we are doing, but the part of eating together, that's something that we do. A meal we eat together. We also enjoy together, and we have the time together. What we also do is that everybody in the family eats something that we call live food, so unprocessed food, not cooked, not something, no pizza or so. So you have to eat some part of that every day. But if I look at it, my kids, they don't like vegetables that much. So it's tough, to be honest. So they are a lot into carrots and these kind of things. Do you have any tips on that? I mean, and if they cannot, as you say, reflect about the food that much, but they more or less consume it, right? And of course, I'm the one buying the food, providing the food, and it's my choice what is in the house, let's say, but they are still fairly selective about what they would choose in the end.
To be honest, for myself, I didn't like vegetables as when I was a kid as well. So it's hard to tell. So I did start to look more at the diversity of my food in my life. So I did start to integrate them for myself, but in my childhood I didn't like them, and maybe it's not the best choice. They have their own gut feelings done. So of course it's we should protect people to eat too much sugar, and that's a strong opinion of mine. But in the end, we should let them search for the right food, but more provide the right framework to find for them the right food in a sense of in a real food climate, and let them find the decisions there. And maybe it's meat what they need, and that's like what I say, a lot of people are ashamed of their food they eat. It's not only about meat, but for some people they feel shame to eat some elements, and that is something, this guilt and the shame towards certain foods that's it should be reflected as well, I feel. And
So, if I understand that correctly, you are talking a lot about intuition, right? That you intuitively choose the right food. And the questions are starting to stream in. Somebody's asking, I would love to know some tips on what could be the first steps to get to my intuition about what is good for my body. What does my body need right now?
I think a good way might be to start is to try it out, just to start eating and feel how it does feel in your body, and how you feel after it. And so for myself, I don't eat high carbohydrates, how do you say it in English? Carbohydrates, high carbohydrate food. I do eat it from time to time, but I feel that it's not good for me. And so I decide to look for more fat, as it's more rich of protein and fat. So like this is the food for me that I feel right now in the phase of my life I feel good with. So that's what I decide mostly for. So I don't. That's also a tip I want to convey, is that don't get into perfectionism on that as well. Just try it out. Be your own scientist on food as well, and start feeling again. How does it feel for you? And for a lot of people, for me as well, is like getting back or reflecting the overconsumption is pretty important. I feel it's like starting to eat less, and but feel nutrition, that you feel that you have enough eaten. So don't be too restricted in your eating. So that's a lot of we have. It seems that we need to work on our emotional bonding to food and what we resolve with eating. That's also a reflection here. But yeah, maybe I go too long in this one question, and I hope I.
So it's very much about awareness, right? So be really aware. Also awareness, turning inward, being aware of when you eat something. What does that feel like, and how do I feel afterwards? If I understand you correctly, right? To not just consume and then continue and be like, I don't know, you get gasoline at the gas station and then you drive on. But food, and then the whole talk here, the whole chat, the title of this is about how to get energy. I can totally see the connection, and I've never been like that, to be honest. I've been very rational about food. It was a necessity. I had to get food to be energized, to be able to, let's say, function. But that has changed in the last maybe 2 years, to be honest. And I'm much more conscious now. It took me some time to get there. Let's put it that way. We have another comment here. After all, it's healthiest to eat what your body wants. This means that we only have to listen carefully to what the body needs, it tells us. And then we have another question. What do you think about a vegetarian or vegan lifestyle? Personally, that alone has helped me a lot. Lots of energy through lots of vegetables.
So we talk about concepts here. That's this question about like it's a vegan concept and a paleo concept, and they're very rationalized concepts, I feel. So if it helps you, then that's fair enough. So for me, like starting with a paleo framework really helped me, but developing my own journey with my nutrition, like also backing up from a formed concept from another one which was not coming out of me. So if it helps you, then it's perfectly fine, I feel. And if not, then try some other framework. And that's maybe that's one opinion on that from me.
I have another question here. So we talked about real food before, and how good is the food that we can buy in the supermarket today anyway? If we buy vegetables, for example, go to a normal supermarket, how good can that be in the end? Or how healthy or how rich, let's put it that way, is that still? Because a lot of that is grown in an industrial setting, right?
Mm-hmm. That's also a pretty broad question, and it's an interest of mine to develop more quality of food. So I'm in contact with farmers as well, and supporting farmers with who are integrating regenerative principles. So the conventional agriculture has done a lot of harm to our world. Of course, we all have. So there's no guilt or shame on that one as well. And it's part of ourselves to reflect on that and to start to build another world for everyone, for us. And for me personally, I say, of course, I see that the food is not as nutritious as it could be, but it's there, and we have a lot of food to be, for one thought, thankful about that we have this abundance of food, and then, of course, starting to look for more nutritious choices. And it starts also in the supermarket with real food, and then starting to support farmers. That's the way I was going. So also to look for other opportunities in your area, like for maybe you can get a contact with farmer or have some other stores you can buy where your farmers also developed or integrated also soil supporting practices. So of course there's more nutrition in a plant if there's the cycle of life, like to frame it this way, going on in the soil is better there.
What I like about this talk and about how you answered these questions is I don't find that there is a lot of like a moral here. You have to do this and you don't have to do that. This is very much not about guilt and shame and these kind of things. It's very refreshing, very what I believe, very open view of how to view the world. That's really nice. I have a question here, or more a comment. It is really hard to eat healthy even for little money. As soon as it is organic, it becomes more expensive.
What's the question? Is it?
It's more a statement, but do you have something to say if you are living on a bootstring, basically? What do you advise for people that don't have a lot of money and that want to eat healthy?
Yeah, spend your money well. That's an advice here. And if you can't afford the higher quality, then get the thinking here that it's maybe lower quality, but still quality. No, that's the food is better than we think. That's the thought here as well. And it's the body, the organism, it's very complex, and the food is not everything we put in ourselves, and it's only one part of our life that we can support. Yeah, where we can support ourselves, like going out, also for the movement, and going also for the sleep, and also for stress management. That's kind of a way of looking at improving the quality and also the energy in your life for yourself. It's not only the food. And if you can't afford right now the higher quality, then that's okay, I think. And yeah, spend your money well and decide what is important for you right now. That's the advice here.
We have talked, and we've also spoken in other sessions throughout the week about energy quite a bit, actually. And food, I think everybody can attest to that food has an influence on your energy. Can you say, or do you know whether or what kind of influence food has on mindset?
So, yes, there is a connection, definitely, and there's this connection made between the microbiome and the brain, so the gut-brain axis. So this is something to look deeper into for the people who are interested. And of course, you can influence your microbiome, and but there's also a wide range of possibilities to influence it, and you have to find it out for yourself. So a lot of people say it's get more vegetables, but a lot of people have also developed their health and their energy levels with very diet based on meat, for example. So yeah, and that's the point of I'm making here. Is you have to find it out for yourself and look deeper into the gut-brain axis and the gut microbiome and the possibilities to improve it here. And there's also some testing out there, so you can test your gut microbiome, and that's also something to improve.
We have another question here coming up. What about the dilemma that through stress, I might feel like eating a lot, but my body's stomach actually feels like less?
Yeah, I can't tell much right now about that, but it's definitely a dilemma. Yes, it's good that you're conscious about it, isn't it? So that's the first step. Yeah, and to move along on that and find out for yourself. And also in like that's the idea I want to convey as well. Be an exchange about your food behavior and what you feel with others, as we all need it, and it will make life maybe more simpler as well if we have a more open communication about, okay, this is the food I feel I need right now. I feel this afterwards, and like having this conversation more openly, like, no, you have to eat this, and you have to eat that, and then you will feel better. So no, like having this conversation in a sense of, I feel that after I have eaten that, and maybe like being in an inspirational communication, like how did that feel for you? And yeah.
I have so my solution to this to these urges that we all feel from time to time. I have to eat a lot right now, or I want to do this, or things that we know that might not be very healthy habits, or that we know that might also affect us negatively in the longer term, but feel good right now. To have a short moment of awareness and step back and just have a moment of awareness, and then consciously either say, okay, no, I'm gonna not do it, or consciously say, no, I'm going to do it anyway, but not not to do it compulsively, but just have this short moment of 2, 5, whatever seconds it is, of just awareness and knowing, oh, I have this urge again. That really helps to change, and I don't know, it definitely changes my behavior over time, though, the habits, and also then consciously saying, no, I'm going to do it anyway, and I don't feel shame, I don't feel guilt about it.
Yeah, I feel happy when you say that. It's a very wise and reflective way of with your behavior and with food as well. I feel happy hearing that. So I think that's the way to go for it. Like having this moment of awareness, like going for a deep breath or several breaths, even making some breath work before you eat, or if you feel the need to eat something and you really feel that you have to, but maybe you want to understand better why you want to eat it, and to get better contact with yourself again, and to lower your stress level, like to say it in this way.
Yeah, we only have like 30 seconds. One question which is also important to me, how important is a regular rhythm when eating, and how often should you eat during a day?
For myself, I don't feel that's very important. But it depends on the day everyone has, so and what they need for the day. But I don't have a regular rhythm. Maybe for evenings, like eating together, that feels quite important. But over the day, I don't feel it's important for me.
Anja, thanks so much. We are over the time already. Thanks so much. That was extremely insightful. I learned a ton. I hope that the people out there learned a ton. We got to answer quite a few questions here. Thanks so much. Thank you for being with us. And I will hand over to Laura now.
Thank you.